Hey, what is up guys? My name is Daniel and today I have a PC build that is a PC build made for Battlefield 4. I got a lot of requests, well, I say a lot of requests, but I got like 2 requests to do builds with AMD processors and AMD graphics cards in them, and in my opinion there's no better way to do that than with a Battlefield themed build, at least Battlefield 4, because it's using AMD instead of NVIDIA cards, or it's mainly optimized for AMD instead of NVIDIA. But let's get into this build. For the case, we have a Corsair 650D ATX mid-tower case. Very good sturdy case. Not really much you could say about the case. It will house everything we need for this build, period. For the power supply, we have the Corsair 750 watt HX 750 80 plus gold certified power supply. We actually are only using, let me see, 504 watts in this build, and this is 750, so you'll have headroom to add, I don't know, another graphics card, you know, more RAM, another hard drive, anything you want really. Yeah. And for the motherboard, we have, man, get ready, the MSI FM2 A75 MAE35 Micro ATX FM2 motherboard. While this is a Micro ATX motherboard, it is one of the best FM2 socket motherboards around, in my opinion. So although it is Micro ATX, you know, you'll be able to fit a lot more inside your case. But personally, I don't mind, unless anybody's going to be doing, like, I don't know, quad SLI or whatever, which nobody really does. So this will do just fine. For the hard drive, we have the Western Digital Caviar Black 1 terabyte 7200 RPM hard drive. Again, this has a lot of cache, 64 meg to be exact, and this will be good for loading in games, stuff like that. But for our SSD that we use for Battlefield 4 and for the OS, obviously you could choose if you actually want to do that or not, but that's what I recommend. We have the Samsung 840 EVO 120 gigabyte solid state drive. It'll be great to mount your OS and Battlefield 4 on here. Everything will be super quick and snappy and awesome. And yeah. For the memory, we have G-Skill Ripjaws X Series 8 gigabytes of memory. Also in this build, I based most of it off of the Battlefield 4 recommended specs, so nothing is under the recommended specs, and for this price range, it damn well shouldn't be. But anyways, for the CPU, we have an AMD A10 6800K 4.1 GHz quad-core processor. This is one of my favorite AMD processors. It's a great processor. It'll be able to run Battlefield 4, and with all the parts we have in here, I hate to use the term bottlenecking, but yeah, I won't bottleneck anything. Using that with air quotes, but anyways. And for the CPU cooler, we have the Cooler Master Hyper 212 Evo sleeve bearing CPU cooler. This is one of the best and most cost-effective CPU coolers to date, and it's amazing, and it will cool the CPU like a house. You could overclock if you want, but the CPU is already at 4.1 gigahertz. You could probably push it to 4.2 or 4.4. I wouldn't go any higher than that. Yeah. And for the video card, this is the cool part, we have an MSI Radeon R9 290X 4GB video card. So, in other words, you could, I don't know, run this with a 4K monitor, or, you know, like super high-res textures like we all know that Battlefield has. I think 4 gigabytes was a bit of overkill, but that's all they have at the moment. So later on, if you can actually change this to 2 gigabytes in the future if you're watching this video. Yeah, and we had some money left over, so I decided to add in an optical drive, and I just got a standard Asus DVD read and write drive. Obviously you could see all the parts. I'll have a link to them in the description, and that is about it for this build. Thanks for watching, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and goodbye.